Hey everyone, it's Sonia here. I wanted to give you an update on my mom. In my last video, I told you that I discovered that I could actually go into the retirement home without the passport. So I went and put that to the test. I want to tell you how that turned out. So I just want to say thanks for liking the video and for subscribing, and thank you for your support on Patreon. That helps keep my channel going. And also, BioTrust is doing a special on this. This is called Ageless Glow. Some of you have asked me, what do I do for skincare? Well, this is one of the things. This is a serum that has hyaluronic acid and botanicals in it, which helps to plump and firm your skin. And I really love this stuff. It's very smooth, not greasy, goes nicely under makeup. It's like a great primer. And usually this is a bit pricey, but right now they're basically doing a giveaway. They are doing a giveaway. You can get a free sample. All you pay is shipping and handling, which is like $8. So I thought you might want to know, get yourself one for Christmas or get one for someone else, or just because you deserve it, even if it's not for Christmas. Anyway, I thought you might want to know, so I'm going to leave you the link below so that you can get the free sample. So, okay, let me tell you about what happened. So let me get comfortable. Let me sit on my foot. So as I had told you before, our government had decreed that as of October 15th, only people showing the vaccination passport would be allowed to enter retirement homes, hospitals, and other institutions. Before it went into effect, I knew I wouldn't be able to see her, and I was up there visiting her a lot, and I brought Gunnar with me, and we had a nice time. We went in the garden, we took little walks, saw the plants, the food that they were growing in that little garden, and sat down and fed the squirrels. It was good times. And then I had to come back for one last visit, and I told her I won't be able to come and visit you for a while. And I explained it's not because I don't want to come, it's because they're not going to let me. And it was really hard for me. I felt so sad, and I recorded the whole thing because, I mean, that's what I do. I do record my life sometimes, especially the big things. And I cried. We embraced, and I had tears in my eyes. And she was very strong about it. She said to me, I know that you love me. You're a good daughter. And I know that this isn't because you don't care and you don't want to come. Like, she really understood. She just totally understood. And it was like she gave me the blessing, And then she did something which was very special to me. She spoke to me in Swabian.
Der hat zurzeit das letzte, da jetzt war denn, wann war das, wo die Beere, das war doch da gerade das Wochenende, dass gesagt hat, dass er auf den Überzieher sogar.
Because she's Swabian, like from the south of Germany, and they have a different dialect. And I've always really adored this dialect. I don't speak it. I can just make fun of it. But, hayo, das ist nicht gesund. My grandmother used to say that, like, oh, that isn't healthy. Like, that's not right. Hayo, das ist nicht gesund. And instead of 9, she would say nix, 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 das ist nicht gesund. Anyway, all I could do was sort of make fun of my grandma. But I love when my mother speaks Swabian. It's so cute. And just out of the blue, she started speaking in Swabian, and I was like, oh my God. Like, I love you so much. She's just a wonderful person. And such a wonderful personality. And a good heart. And was it ever bittersweet to be with her there that day. Hieb hoch.
Die Hiebe hoch. Wenn du was hast, dann telefonierst du so geschwind bei dir daheim. Braucht nicht großes Geschwätz sein.
Right.
Dann so, dass die dann hören.
Ja, ich kann dich telefonieren. Du hast ein Telefon.
Why?
Aber manchmal antwortest du nicht. But yeah, ich kann dich anrufen.
Dann gehe ich.
And that's it. After I left, I just put it aside. I was like, this is how it's going to be, and that's it. And I'm just going to endure, and then we'll see what happens down the road. But I have a lot of faith in God. So like, if God puts it on my heart to do something, I feel like then that's what God wants me to do. And things are going to be okay one way or another. So it was hard to say goodbye that time, but I knew it wasn't going to be goodbye forever. So then I discovered that the government had actually decreed on November 14th that caregivers could visit these institutions without a vaccine passport if they could show a negative COVID test taken in the last 72 hours. And in spite of this having been decreed on the 14th, it was not made public knowledge, not even known to these institutions until just this week. So, okay, so here's what happened. Um, I got my COVID test. It was negative, of course. And I went to the retirement home. Honestly, I was nervous going there. I was thinking, oh, maybe they're going to give me a hard time. And I was looking up the decree and trying to print it out. And I printed out a copy of an old one and I couldn't find the new one. I was stressing a bit. And then I realized, well, actually, they're the ones who send me the email, so they must know. But even with that, I was kind of worried that even if the management sent me an email, maybe some of the people on the floor at the entrance won't know, which is totally possible. Anyway, I went up there and I come in and there's like, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's like 4 COVID agents in the entrance. So I see the lady that I really like. She's super nice. We've always had a good, rapport. So I see her, so I make eye contact with her and I'm like, hi. She comes up to me and she's like, you're back. And I'm like, yeah, I'm back. She's like, it's nice to see you. And I said, oh, it's great to see you too. And then she's like, do you have your vaccine passport? And I'm like, I have this. So I open up my phone and I show her the negative test and she checks that it's from the government. It's not a rapid test. And she's like, okay, that's good. And I'll tell you, man, like I could just feel from her that she was happy that I was there. It's like she was happy that I was able to get in with that. Because before this whole thing, I told her, no, I don't have the passport. And she was like, oh, that sucks. You won't be able to see your mom. She knows that I see my mom all the time. And my mom, she's relying on me because I'm the only one who comes in from the outside. I'm the only one who takes her out. I'm the only one who takes care of her needs. So anyway, this lady, I could tell she was really happy that she could let me in. And so then she called the other 3 COVID agents and she made a point of showing them what to do. She goes, this lady does not have a vaccine passport, but she has a negative test. She made me show on the phone. She goes, you see, it's not a rapid test. It's from, it's from the government, but it could be from an authorized testing site. So it's authorized. It's a PCR test, and it was within the last 72 hours, and it's negative. So you have to let her in. And the other 3 didn't know that. So my fear of going there and then encountering people who are trying to block me and me having to like fight for my rights and all that, those were not unfounded fears because the other 3 did not know that they could let me in. In fact, they have to. She said to them, you have to let her in. It's like, it's not optional. Anyway, I'm really glad she was there. I don't know her name, but anyway, super nice lady. So she showed them and they were like, okay. And then she even went inside the ward with me to bring me in so that she could also tell the nurses that I have a right to be there. When we came in at the nurse's station, the nurse is like, does she have a vaccine passport? And the lady goes, no, but she has a negative test and she has a right to come in with that. And the nurse was like, no, she needs a vaccine passport. And the lady who brought me in told her, no, this is the law. It was cool, man. I felt like, vindicated, I guess, that I was able to come in, So then I went in and I had a nice visit with my mom. She's actually doing well. She looks good. She's put on a bunch of weight though, probably because I haven't been taking her out for walks for the last 6 weeks. So she's gained a bit of weight. So she needs new clothes. Luckily, I can go in now so that I can find that out. I can go get the clothes. I can bring them to her. And if they don't fit, I can go back and whatever, exchange them. So that's the kind of thing that I do. They told me she was receiving some donations. Seriously, my mother, she can afford to get her own clothes, So yeah, I'm going to get my mom some new clothes. And so we had a nice visit. I was, giving her updates and I was showing her pictures and videos of Gunner and all the great things he's been doing. And I was telling her he's doing well at school. He had a summer job. He looks great. He's getting in shape. He has friends. He plays guitar. Like I was telling her all this good news, and she was quite lucid, and she was saying this is the most important thing. There's no greater joy for a mother than for her child to be doing well. Und jetzt hat er eine gute Schule gefunden.
Das ist gut.
Das ist sein zweites Jahr. Er hat gute Noten. Alles geht super gut.
Das sei froh.
Ja.
Das ist das Schönste für
Das
die
Beste.
Mutter.
Ja, für mich. Ja, das Beste.
Das ist ja wunderbar.
So like in spite of all her problems, it's not like she's completely Looney Tunes, you know. She just has a lot of trouble expressing herself, but I understand what she's saying. But I think that her thinking is still like, you know, she still has her wisdom. It's just she gets confused about what's happening and she has trouble expressing herself, but she's still my mom. She's still wise, you know. So we hung out for a while and she was telling me that she feels like lonely. She said she feels very alone. That broke my heart, you know, because you know why she feels alone, right? She feels alone and she feels like she's not really sure what she's supposed to be doing. But other than that, it was a good visit. Actually, when I came in, she also said that her mother had beaten her. Now, obviously, it wasn't her mother. I don't know if anybody did, but she has sometimes these bruises that are always like here or here, like they're defensive wounds, you know, like if somebody was hitting you, you'd do this and you get a bruise here. You don't get bruises here by like hitting people or hitting objects. It doesn't make sense. But this has been going on the whole time. Like these people are all together, they have dementia, they go in each other's rooms, they get into fights. And unless something really serious happens, that the place doesn't tell me, but I saw a bruise and it makes me sad, but it's like there's nothing I can do about that. We can tell them like she's got bruises, please watch her, but they do, but it's just the way it is. It's impossible for them to make sure that nothing ever happens to anyone. It's just because, you know, they're not one-on-one with each person all the time. So if something starts up, they'll hear it, they'll come and intervene. But I mean, it is possible that in a moment, you know, one of the residents gets angry and like hits my mother. I mean, it happens. But anyway, that was the shitty part, that she has a bruise. And I don't know where it came from. But other than that, yeah, we had a nice visit. And then after about 45 minutes, she was tired. I could tell, you know, she gets worn out. It's like she's more sort of with it and present in the beginning. And then even just showing her some pictures and talking a bit, after 45 minutes, it's like you can see she's like losing her ability to focus and she's getting more confused. So I got her at a time when she was very lucid. And then after, you know, I could see she was going out the window. And then she suddenly told me that I have to leave now. So I was like, okay. It's funny because she's like super sweet and nice and she's really polite. And then she's like, okay, you must go now. You can go. Like, ta-ta, off with you. And she said it in front of the nurse and the nurse laughed too. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I love you. I'll see you soon. Oh, where are you going? You know? And I said, well, you just told me I have to leave. You just dispatched me. So I'll be back soon. Anyway, I'm very happy that I can go in and see her. I felt like it's very mean to have her there alone because nobody else is really visiting her like I am. And it was really nice to see her today. So that's it. That's my update. Thanks you guys, you know, for being there, for being in the chat. Thank you for your support on Patreon. I love you guys. Always happy to see you. Oh yes, don't forget to check out the link for the Ageless Glow. I don't know why there's like a shine on my camera. I don't know. I can't fix it. Ageless Glow. It's really great. Serum. So nice. Plumps your skin with the hyaluronic acid. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening to me, and I'll see you next time.